Welcome to today's session. A very good morning and good evening to all the participants. So let us continue with UI integration. Excel. Excel, how it can integrate to SAP HANA using HANA MDX provider. Lumira is self-service BI. Lumira is a self-service BI. It has an inbuilt JDBC connection. Analysis for can connect to SAP HANA using OLAP connection. It uses MDX. Lumira JDBC uses SQL. Web Intelligence. Web Intelligence WebI connecting to Universe. WebI connecting to Universe. Universe connecting to SAP HANA. Here it is a relational connection. The connection is a relational connection. Communication is SQL. A relational connection of type JDBC, ODBC. Then we were about to see Explorer. Explorer can connect to SAP HANA using JDBC. And then you have Design Studio. Design Studio can connect to SAP HANA using ODBC. Crystal Reports Enterprise, CRE, can connect to SAP HANA using OLAP connection. So apart from this, you also have something called Bex Designer, Bex Query Designer. Bex Query Designer can connect to SAP HANA, but in between you have Business Warehouse, BW. BW can connect to SAP HANA. So let us see Crystal Reports Enterprise connecting to SAP HANA using OLAP connection. Now, OLAP connections can be created in two ways. One is you can create an IDT, Information Design Tool. And the other way to create an OLAP connection is at CMC, Central Management Console. Either you can create an IDT or you can create at CMC. But most of the time, these connections are created at IDT If we want to use the admin console, if we want to use the administrator console, we can create at CMC. So Crystal Reports Enterprise is for pixel formatted reports. It is mainly for pixel formatted reports. So here now we are at Crystal Reports Enterprise. So here is the central management console. Let's click log on. So once you log on, it's taking some time, but it is opening up. So here you can see there is something called OLAP connections. Click on OLAP connection. Click OLAP. So once we click on OLAP, here you have something called green indication, which is nothing but new connection. Click on new connection. Click on new connection. Provide the name. SAP HANA underscore CRE. Provider. So with whom I'm creating this connection? SAP HANA. Select SAP HANA. Server information. Provide the host name. Provide the host name SAP HANA and then instance number 00. Click on connect. Click on connect. Provide the here. Click on connect. Provide the username as best. W capital welcome. W capital welcome 123 and click OK. So once you hit OK, so this is only one-time connection. Only for one connection we're going to create this. So connection is only something which is you create only one time. So with the same connection you can access multiple views from SAP HANA. So I'm just connecting. So basically I'm trying to log on to data source. I'm logging into SAP HANA. It's taking some time, but it will connect. Click on File, click New, and from data source. We need to click from data source. So here it is going to ask us from previous connections, or you would like to use SAP Business Objects Business Intelligence Platform, or you would like to use SAP HANA Platform. So with what do you want to connect? I want to connect to HANA View. You see, I want to connect to the SAP HANA View. Click on Browse Repository. So select the server GNS. Click OK. Provide the username best and provide the password W capital welcome123 and click OK. So once you hit OK, then it is going to retrieve from Business Objects Business Intelligence Platform. You see, it is going to retrieve these connections. Now, where are these connections? So we connected. Now, when you create a connection over here, when you're creating a connection where at the central management console, when you're creating a connection at the central management console, all these connections are stored at repository. Which repository? Business Objects, Business Intelligence repository. So once you select a data source type, now here you can see these are the different connections. You can observe these are the different connections that you can see here already, which are created. So if you want to sort based on date and time, you can click date created. So once you click on date created, so here you can see, so these are the connections that are created by different participants. So Crystal Reports Enterprise, so once you log into the Crystal Reports Enterprise, so you can see all the, so just we need to select any connection here. Just OLAP underscore C1 and double click on this. What is the best practice to connect to SAP HANA is click Browse. Directly you can connect to SAP. So data source type, what is the type? You want to connect to a universe, you want to connect to BEX query, you want to use a relational connection or HANA view. So this is a new feature. New feature is SAP directly given to connect to SAP HANA views. Okay, now coming to the Design Studio. So Design Studio is the user interface. Design Studio is the UI. Why are we using Design Studio? In order to design applications based on web. So click on Applications, click New. So all these are different integrations to the front end. So template category. Template category you want to create as a desktop browser, iPad or iPhone. You want to create as an iPad, iPhone or a desktop browser. Provide the name. Jet Crystal Reports Enterprise. Jet Design Studio underscore Copa underscore HANA. Provide the description. So you can design for desktop browsers, you can design for an iPad or an iPhone. Click Next. You have different templates over here. Ad hoc analysis template, basic analysis template. So these are different templates. All these are standard templates that SAP has given. So I'll use a standard template and click Finish. I'm using a standard template and click Finish. So once you click Finish, once we click Finish, so here you can see data source. Right click on data source, click add data source. So once you click add data source, click browse. So how did we get these connections over here? These are nothing but ODBC connections. So how do you create this ODBC connection? Click Start, go to Administrative Tools, click on Data Source, which is ODBC. Click on ODBC. Click on System DNS. Click Add. So once you click Add, scroll to the bottom and find for HDB ODBC. It's called HDB ODBC. Select HDB ODBC. Click Finish. Provide the data source name. I give the data source name as SAP HANA. I just give it as HANA. Provide the description. Provide the server name SAP HANA. Provide the port number 30015. Click Connect. Username best, password W capital, welcome 123, and click OK. Connect successful. So once you click on Connect successful, click OK and click OK. Now here you have a connection with the name SAP HANA. And click OK. So once you click OK, once you're able to reload all the connections. So once you click Browse, click Reload all the connections. So the connection that you created would be visible over here, HANA. Click OK. I'm using an ODBC. So where did I select this connection? Once you launch Design Studio, click Browse, and then you can open this HANA. Username is best, password W capital, welcome 123, and click OK. Now we need to select the data source. Data source is nothing but the NDT view. Click Browse. Expand this. Expand. Select the view. And click OK. So here, once you click OK and click OK. So as we know, connections to SAP HANA are of two types. There are two different types of connections. One is a relational connection, and the other one is OLAP connection. Again, in relational connection, you have two different drivers. One is JDBC, and the other one is ODBC. In relational connection, when you create, you can create these connections as .cns, also .cnx. CNS is secure and CNX is local. So relational sources can connect to SAP HANA. On top of this, you can create a universe. On top of this, we can create a universe. Universe. The universe in the combination of data foundation, business layer, and universe as an extension .unix. So this is about relational connection. Now, what is OLAP connection? When do you use OLAP? You see, the front-end tool here is analysis for OLAP. For an OLAP connection, all that you require is only a connection. Relational connections use SQL, language for communication, whereas OLAP uses MDX, multi-dimensional expressions. So MDX is the language that is used by OLAP in order to communicate with SAP HANA. And relational connections use SQL language. So as you know, HANA can support both OLTAP, transaction processing, as well as analytical processing. So HANA also has OLAP engine. It can take incoming MDX requests, so it can process the MDX requests. Especially when you want to generate multi-dimensional queries, which are also known as cubes. So what is a cube? A cube is a multi-dimensional object. Whenever you want to analyze data based on multi-dimensional objects, which are also called as cubes, cubes can be analyzed based on multi-dimensional objects, nothing but using multi-dimensional schemas, multi-dimensional expressions. You can do analysis based on multi-dimensional analysis based on cubes. So in such a scenario, we can go for OLAP. So these are relational. These are two-dimensional. So relational objects are two-dimensional objects. You can do analysis based on flat tables. So what is the difference between this schema and this schema? These are two-dimensional schemas, nothing but relational schemas, and these are multi-dimensional schemas, wherein you try to organize tables in the form of star schema. You organize tables based on star schema. What is star schema? In a star schema, the center is the fact table surrounded by dimension tables. For these kind of analysis, for this kind of multi-dimensional analysis, OLAP connections are more suitable. They're mostly optimized for fast read access. you can have faster read access. So relational connections use SQL, OLAP connections use MDX. Both can be processed. SAP HANA can process SQL language as well as MDX language. So where in HANA they can process? In HANA you have something called request execution inside SAP HANA, inside the index server. So inside the request execution, it can process both SQL as well as MDX. At the same time, even the analysis for OLAP can effectively work on OLAP sources for multidimensional analysis. So first what we'll do is, first we'll see step 1, how to create an OLAP connection. Then step 2, we'll use BA Launchpad and we'll launch analysis for OLAP and start creating analysis documents. So you can create something called analysis documents. You can design a document based on analysis for OLAP. So in order to create an OLAP connection, we can do it in IDT, Information Design Tool. So I'll click on Start. I'll go to Business Objects BI Client Tools and click on Information Design Tool. Double click on System. Expand System. Right click on the connections. So here you have two connections. One is Insert Relational Connection and the second one is Insert OLAP Connection. Click on Insert OLAP Connection. So let us give the name. Provide the description. Click Next. So here you can see Microsoft, Oracle, SAP Business Objects. So in SAP, these are OLAP sources. BW and HANA, both are OLAP sources. Both of them are OLAP sources. Expand SAP HANA. SAP HANA Client. Click Next. We need to provide the host details of SAP HANA. Instance number, username, and password. And click Finish. So once we click Finish, right click on Connections, click Refresh Folder. Expand the connection. So let us go to JED. We need to go to JED connection underscore OLAP. JOLAP underscore connection. So double click on JOLAP underscore connection. Click on test connection. Test successful. So here we have something called browse metadata and query. So once you hit on query, the language that is used inside is MDX, multi-dimensional queries, expressions. Click on browse metadata. So this is all the metadata from SAP HANA. So click on query. So this is the connection and this is the multi-dimensional expression language. So what we completed until now, we completed a creation of connection. And this is the name of the connection. So once we have this connection in place, then we need to access this connection. We need to access this OLAP connection inside the analysis for OLAP. So let us launch and double click on BA Launchpad. So once we double click on BA Launchpad, provide the username and password. Provide the username and password. Click on Applications. And here we see Analysis Edition for OLAP. Click on Analysis Edition for OLAP. So once we click on Analysis Edition for OLAP, then here we will see, then here we should be able to see the connection that we just created, which is JOLAP underscore connection. So this is the one, JOLAP underscore connection. So whatever the connection that we created over here, we can access this connection inside Analysis for OLAP. So this we created in IDT, but now we are trying to access in BA Launchpad. How native Excel means only Excel, how it can communicate to SAP HANA. Excel can communicate to SAP HANA using HANA MDX provider. HANA MDX provider. HANA MDX provider, who provide this driver? HANA MDX provider driver is provided by Simba Technologies. There's a company called Simba Technology. So this company provides the integration between Excel and HANA. So it's a third-party company. Click on Excel. So here, let us click on data. Click on from other sources. Click on from data connection wizard. So welcome to data connection wizard. In here, let us select other/advanced. Click next. So if we scroll to the bottom, so here we find HANA MDX provider. So who is providing this driver? So this driver is provided by Simba Technologies. The provider of this driver is Simba Technology. So let us click next, provide the host name, instance number, username, provide the language, and click on. So how will HANA MDX provider driver will come? How will this driver get installed in your machine? So we need to install HANA clients. So when you install SAP HANA Studio, you have an option to install SAP HANA client along with the HANA Studio. So once you install them, you can see SAP HANA MDX provider is available at Data Connection Wizard. Only when you install SAP HANA clients, you get this Data Connection Wizard. So click test connection. So once you click on test connection, you get a message, test connection succeeded. Click OK and click OK again. And here you can see there are different packages over here. So these are the different packages that you can see from SAP HANA. A data connection wizard using SAP HANA MDX provider. Excel can connect to SAP HANA and thereby access analytic views or calculation views. And this driver is provided by Simba Technologies. It's quite very simple. Once you create a connection, you can access. So this is only Excel. Here we are talking only about native Excel. Excel directly connect to HANA. So Excel license is provided by Microsoft. Excel license is provided by Microsoft. The integration is provided by HANA MDX provider. And you need to have a license for SAP HANA. So we don't require any additional license over here. So this driver is provided by the driver is provided free by Simba Technology. So there is no licensing cost to integrate Excel with SAP HANA. It's straightforward integration without any additional license. You need to have license from Microsoft, license for SAP HANA from SAP, and you can download this from service.sap.com. You have something called install clients for SAP HANA. So once you install those clients, you get SAP HANA MDX provider over here. HANA with Lumira. How to integrate SAP HANA with Lumira. Lumira don't require any connection. Lumira don't require any connection. HANA connection is embedded into the Lumira. So SAP HANA, the connection is embedded inside the Lumira. Lumira you get you need to pay an extra license to get Lumira. Lumira can be integrated to HANA using a JDBC connection. JDBC. Java Database Connect. Lumira can be integrated to SAP HANA using a JDBC connection. So let us click on Start, click All Programs. Let us click on Business Intelligence. Click SAP Lumira and click on SAP Lumira. So in order to connect to SAP HANA, SAP HANA, so what is a JDBC? JDBC is nothing but Java Database Connect. Click File, click New. So how will user choose? So what tool he want to use based on his past experience. So if he's very comfortable in using Excel, he'll go with Excel. If he want rich visualizations, Lumira is all about self-service BI. You can do self-service BI. User can directly ask whatever the question you want. Even Excel, user can directly connect to Excel and retrieve whatever the data he require. Lumira and then Excel integration. So all these are called self-service BI. So user can self-service on their own, they can connect to the backend system. So connect to SAP HANA. Even Lumira can connect to a universe. So here you have a connector to SAP HANA. Select this, click Next. So select Connect to HANA. Select Connect to HANA. Provide the server. SAP HANA. Port number 30015. Instance is 00. User is best. Password is wcapitalwelcome123. And click Connect. So once you click Connect, it's connecting. So we have the latest version of SAP Lumira. And this is called as SAP HANA Data Acquisition Connector. Thank you all the participants to attend today's session. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.